right, so might as well talk about gutting deer a little bit while we're out here and doing this stuff together, because a lot of people don't know how to gut a deer. It's amazing. Most people let me gut deer for them because, I mean, they're paying me, so why wouldn't they, right? But a lot of people don't know how to gut. Like when I'm out of the way and I have them do it because I'm 2 hours away or whatever, I get there and a lot of times their deer's still sitting there. Like, because maybe they don't want to do it or maybe they don't know how to do it, but a lot of you watching don't know how to do it, so let me just show you. Especially if you get a deer that you want to mount. You can't go run this blade all the way up from here. I'm just showing you what I do, and no one's ever complained. Feel for the sternum, grab a piece of skin like this, and just slice right across it to open them up this way. Okay, and then you can grab the fur like this, and then just run your blade down. As long as you're pulling real good, you can see down in there what I'm doing. I'm just grabbing and pulling to keep away from the guts. Keep your knife blade away and the point away from the gut sac, okay? And some states require that you leave evidence of sex on the deer, so you can just skin right around that and get right down into between his legs here. And there's his tweener there. So just kind of get down in the middle here until you feel the pelvic bone. I usually deal with this later, like when I get home or back to camp or whatever, wherever I'm hunting. I'm gonna do this when I get home, as far as taking a saw to this and sawing this open to get the rest of his butthole out of there. But God, he's ready. He stinks. So the biggest kicker here is to keep from piercing the gut, is to actually pierce right into the sternum, up towards, like try to scrape just underneath, hear that gas expanding. And I just killed this thing, so it's not like, you know, he's sitting there expanding and rotting, but it smells like, oh, that's a fucking stinker there. He's only been dead for a little while. Now you stick your finger underneath like that and you see what I'm doing? I put the knife underneath the sternum and now I'm grabbing it like this so I can just make a simple slice. See there? This deer does not have six-pack abs. Thankfully, makes it real easy just to go right through and get that done right there. So you see how fast the guts are wanting to come out there. From this point, I'm gonna reach up underneath here. There's a piece of muscle that divides. Oh, it did kind of pierce right there a little bit. Maybe I did that on my own, but you wanna get up, oh, gross. See there, that's what happens when you talk shit. Let me just try to push this out of the way. Oh, fuck, that stinks. So, this is exactly what you do when you're gonna do it on film. You pierce the guts, make them blow all over everything and smell like hell. And then you put it on the internet and to get everybody telling you how you did it wrong. I really don't know how that got pierced, but I'm kind of worried now that maybe the blade went rogue inside, so I'm gonna be real fucking careful here from here on out. Regardless, getting underneath here and cutting against the rib cage on the inside of the animal is super important, because there's this little thing here. I don't know what it is, but it divides the guts from the vitals. And then once you get that cut, it makes your whole life a whole lot easier to get the rest of the guts out of the way. But the nice part is, when you do pierce a gut, you just get it out of the way and don't let it collect inside the deer's body. But I don't know if you can see in there, but there's a muscle right here. See that? Right there. You want to get that cut, and you want to be real freaking careful. Now I'm gonna hopefully not light myself up cutting this, but once you get that cut, you can usually scoot a lot of the guts out of the way. And get that lining that's keeping it attached to the spinal column out of the way. And usually, once you get a couple of those cuts done, which just won't work, I'm sure, because we're on film, but it usually just tears right out of there. But if you're pulling, you can kind of pull that muscle and just tap it as you go. And just push it out of the way and then just trim it up and get it out of there. And that's really all it takes. But still, as you can see, I did pierce the gut with the knife, but we didn't get any of it in the body cavity at all. It's all out here. So even though I made a big mistake, as long as you push it outside the body cavity and get it done out of the way, you don't have to worry about it too much. Now, the biggest thing we got to do, besides get the heart out and all that stuff next, I just cut this here. We'll deal with his butthole later, but all that hard part's out of the way. So reaching up under here, I can feel his heart. Oh, I nailed him in the heart. That's probably why it dropped so fast right there. Got both lungs and his heart. And there's a big fucking nasty spider. I'm glad I saw that before he got on my hand. And I made a real ass out of myself. Look at that. And a lot of people want to eat that stuff. Go ahead. It's not for me. Just figure we'll leave it to the coyotes. But other than that, when you get them back to camp, you know, you have somebody step on either leg, use either a Sawzall or a hand saw, bone saw, and just pop him right down the middle right here. And then you can just grab his butthole tube and just yank it right out of there. Otherwise, he'll spoil real quick. And then tomorrow, when he's hanging up in my garage, we'll hang him up and we'll cape him. I'll show you how to do like the back of the arm back into here and then roll him down and take the face off of the skull and prepare him for taxidermy, because I'm totally gonna mount this deer. Even though he's not my biggest, he's still probably one of my favorite deer I've ever shot. So it's been a hell of a year, and this is hopefully a turning point for us. So anyway, put any questions that you might have in the comments, and smart ass comments that you might have for my hack job that I just tried to do. And if you have a smart ass comment, you film you gutting a deer and put it on the internet next, and I'll be on your comments too. Sound good?